Good morning, everybody. Dr. Naidu, Professor Palhan, Dr. Bala Balachandran on the dais, and all my friends. Today is such a happy occasion for all of you that you're graduating from the premier institute in India focused on energy management and research. And when our chief guest today, the Honorable Minister, was speaking and giving his thoughts about his own amazing journey, one of the things that came to my mind was that everything starts with a dream. There was a time not so far back, 2 years back, when Mohan Lakham Raju had a dream that he wanted to move out from the corporate world and start something new, contribute something new to this nation in a very specialized area and make a positive impact. And today we are seeing the result of that. So as you are graduating from the portals of this institution, I hope all of you are nurturing your very own, very personalized dream. Because dreams lead to thoughts. Because you're constantly thinking in your mind, how do I achieve this dream? And thoughts lead to action. Action finally leads us to habit. And as someone very profound and wise said, that habits lead to our character, and finally character leads to our destiny. So today is such an important moment in your lives when you're stepping from one major part of your life and starting another chapter of your lives. And it is at this time is a moment of pleasure, moment of celebration, moment of joy, but is also a moment of reflection and a moment of a little bit of introspection. Because depending on the path that you adopt in your life right now will be the eventual destination that you will reach. You had a good beginning, you had some amazing education, but after receiving so many things, starting off with the sacrifices that your parents and your family did for your education, all your professors, your colleagues who worked hard to bring you to where you are today, do spend some time and think about what is your sense of responsibility, not just to your own ends of getting a good job, getting married, buying a house, buying a car, but what is your responsibility to society and to your own communities. One of the things that I've learned in this journey, and I've had a pretty interesting and a very fortunate journey myself. It was about 18 years ago that Educomp got founded, and today Educomp provides employment to more than 15,000 people and has been responsible for a number of innovations within the education sector in this country. When I was graduating out, almost like yourselves, from the Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, also another premier institution, there were choices in front of me. And there are always choices in life. What to do, but more importantly, what not to do. Today you are also at a crossroads, where some things you know exactly what you have to do. You all are holding this amazing job offer in your hand. We heard that the average CTC is over 8.5 lakhs, which is really fantastic. But do you also know what you don't have to do? And I'm not going to spend time talking about platitudes. We hear that all the time. That you have to be, there is integrity, there has to be honesty, there has to be a sense of living with ethics and so on. Yes, we all know of that. But how many of us really feel that and we really live that? The amazing oaths that we just heard, administered by Dr. Naidu, has to permeate into your subconsciousness, into every cell in your body, so that living, breathing, waking, no matter what you're doing, you decide to live a different kind of life. India has had also an amazing journey. Like each of one has had an amazing journey in life. But I think India also is at a stage where things are rapidly transforming. Over the past few years, we have seen, and the fact that the social consciousness of our nation has been aroused. We are now talking about issues, we are debating about things that we were not debating over the past many decades. The past few decades were a decade of survival, was a decade of material achievement. I think the next few decades will be a decade of responsibility and co-creation of value, where each one of us has to think deeply, not just about ourselves, but also about the society in which we exist. We have to think about our own happiness, of course, but also the happiness of our fellow human beings. So when we speak about taking responsibility, I hope each one of you is today thinking of taking responsibility for everything around you. And by everything I mean responsibility for your family, responsibility of the company that you join. Now you might think, well, I'm joining the company as a manager. In the corporate hierarchy, I'm probably somewhere in the bottom quartile of the hierarchy. How can I take responsibility of the entire company? But tell me something. Responsibility is not simply about taking some actions. It is about getting a sense of ownership. And as somebody who runs an organization, I can tell you that the most valued employees in any organization, irrespective of where they are placed in the hierarchy, are people who live a sense as if this is my company. And the moment you start feeling this is my company, there will be no job that will be too little, there will be no job that will be too big for you to achieve. And the amazing sense of energy and empowerment that will get unleashed inside you simply by these two little words, responsibility and ownership. And every successful human being today that you see walking on this planet has imbibed at least these two things. They might have done other things as well, but these two things. They live life as if everything belongs to them. And when everything belongs to you, you walk, you talk, and you act like a king. And that is what my hope and aspiration for you is. That the little dream that you are nurturing inside your hearts, inside your minds, the moment you walk out of this room, start living that dream. But living that dream within a framework. There are no shortcuts in life, I can assure you. Anybody who's told you that there is a get-rich-quick scheme waiting around the corridor, or you can get ahead in some sort of a convoluted manner, is lying to you. There is only one way to achieve success, and that way is give 100% of what you do. Do that with a sense of ownership and responsibility. Do that with a sense that no matter what, you will not compromise on your core values. And I'm not standing here to define for you what those core values have to be. They have to come from inside you. And for some people, core values are integrity. From other, core values are innovation, then entrepreneurship. That is a sense of giving back to society. You make your own list of the 3 or 4 values that define you as a human being. And once you've decided that these are my core values, which I'm sure somewhere in your mind you already know, you just have to articulate it. Keep that as things that will be unchangeable and unshakable. They say that your life plans can keep changing. They are always dynamic because life itself is dynamic. Nature is dynamic around you. But there is something that doesn't change. And that is your vision and your core values. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Don't make it the other way around. Don't make your plans fixed and your values and vision flexible. Make it the other way around. Keep your vision, your destination fixed and change your plans based on whatever is opportunistic, based on wherever you find opportunity, grab it, go ahead, make your plans. That will keep changing all the time. And once you've done that, once you've figured out what your destination will be, believe me, there will be no power in this universe, on this earth, that can stop you from reaching the goal. When our chief guest was speaking, he said it with such simplicity. I decided I will be chief minister. And I became chief minister. Isn't that such a powerful statement? Did you get what he was really trying to say? He was really trying to say was, there is no goal big enough. And I think the biggest challenge or the biggest problem in life is that most of us do not dream big enough. There is no tax on dreaming, thankfully, in this country so far. Okay? So, create a big vision for yourself. You are at a stage in India where it's a blank canvas that you can paint whatever you want on that blank canvas. Many decades back, when I began my journey, there were so many constraints in this country. Today, this is the most dynamic nation in the world. I travel all across the world. I go to and walk the streets of New York, you feel a different sense of energy. You walk the streets of Singapore, you get a different sense of energy. The sense of energy I get when I'm walking the streets of New York is fear. Everybody that you see is very worried, as if some major calamity is going to befall them. If you walk the streets of Singapore, you see a lot of anxiety as to what is going to happen tomorrow in the future. Europe, less said the better. But when you walk the streets of Bombay or New Delhi, aren't you stuck with this amazing positive energy all around us? That everything is changing, everybody is striving to do something new. And I think that is the dynamism that is propelling our country forward. India, of course, has the distinction of having the youngest population in the world. We have 561 million young people, even more than China, below the age of 40. And today, many of you will join the ranks in India of the working class population. My hope is that 10 years later, when there is an alumni function at Great Lakes IEMR, we will have some amazing success stories. Not simply those among you who have become CEOs or founders of your own companies, but also those who've created a name for yourself as people who have expanded the knowledge in the energy sector, people who have been responsible for new innovation. I was really happy to hear that the Institute has won the Al Gore Award. I think the awards are recognition, but they are a recognition of something. And that something is a desire amongst us that we love this world, but we are not happy with the state of this world. We want to change things around us. So there is so much potential in the energy sector. Sustainable energy, renewable energy. I would say this is one of the most dynamic sectors of the world economy. So 10 years later, my friends, I have a dream, and that dream is that sitting on the stage when we talk about IEMR, that list of achievements of the IEMR alumni should be so long that it should run into several pages. And I'm sure you will not disappoint your teachers and your professors as you go down this amazing journey of yours. I know how much it takes to create an educational institution. It doesn't require just money. It requires much more than that. It requires an enduring spirit. And that spirit I can feel inside the amazing people that we have on the dais today. Each one of them is an exceptional human being, and you're very lucky to be in their presence, to be able to imbibe not just the knowledge and information, but also the wisdom and the values that they carry with them. And of course, we have Mohan, and what he brings to the table is the entrepreneur's role of catalyzing everything. So it's a very special place. Walk out of here with a big dream. India is giving you the ecosystem to do that. And when we meet again, we will meet to talk about some amazing things that each one of you has done. Thank you very much and congratulations.